chosen one. There comes a moment in every divine journey when God removes the veil, not because you asked him to, not because you were looking for enemies, but because the next chapter of your destiny cannot begin until the hidden truth is revealed. For a long time, you felt something strange in your spirit. You couldn't explain it. Certain conversations felt different. Certain smiles felt forced. Certain people seemed supportive in public, but somehow your energy felt drained after every interaction. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were imagining things. You tried to see the good in everyone because your heart was pure. But God was watching what you could not see. While you were praying for everyone, some people were secretly praying for your downfall. While you were celebrating others, some were secretly jealous of your calling. While you were showing kindness, some were secretly studying your weaknesses. And today, God wants you to understand something important. The betrayal was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal who truly belongs in your life. The truth is, not everyone can handle what God is doing through you. Your light exposes darkness. Your growth reminds others of their stagnation. Your faith challenges those who have given up. Your presence alone makes some people uncomfortable because it reminds them of the purpose they abandoned. That is why resistance appeared. That is why strange opposition surrounded you. That is why some relationships suddenly changed without explanation. The battle was never really about you. It was about the divine assignment attached to your life. The enemy understood your future before many people around you did. And because of that, attacks were sent through unexpected places, through gossip, through manipulation, through silent envy, through people who smiled in your face while secretly hoping you would fail. But listen carefully, chosen one. God does not expose hidden enemies to make you bitter. He exposes them to make you wiser. This season is not about revenge. It is about revelation. It is about understanding who deserves access to your heart, your energy, your vision, and your future. Some people were assigned to walk with you. Others were assigned to teach you discernment. And now God is separating the two. The confusion is ending. The uncertainty is ending. The spiritual fog is lifting. The signs are becoming impossible to ignore. The people who secretly worked against you are revealing themselves through their actions. You no longer need to investigate. You no longer need to chase explanations. God is bringing everything into the light. Because where He is taking you, hidden enemies cannot follow. Where He is taking you, fake support cannot survive. Where He is taking you, masks must fall. And even though the truth may hurt for a moment, it will free you for a lifetime. Remember this. Anyone can celebrate you when you are struggling. But not everyone can celebrate you when God begins elevating you. That is where true intentions are revealed. That is where hidden hearts become visible. That is where God shows you exactly who is for you and who is against you. So do not fear the revelation. Do not fear the separation. Do not fear the ending of certain relationships. Trust the process. Trust God's timing. Trust what your spirit has been sensing. Because every person being removed is creating space for someone better. Every betrayal is building greater wisdom. Every disappointment is preparing a greater appointment. And every hidden enemy being exposed is proof that your breakthrough is near. You are not losing people. You are gaining clarity. You are not being rejected. You are being redirected. You are not being abandoned. You are being protected by the hand of God. And what God reveals, no one can hide again. Chosen one, the truth is finally coming into the light. There is something God wants you to understand about every betrayal, every disappointment, and every person who secretly stood against you. None of it was random. For a long time, you thought the pain came because something was wrong with you. You wondered why certain people changed. You questioned why friendships suddenly became distant. You asked God why people you loved seemed uncomfortable whenever something good happened in your life. What you did not realize was that God was allowing hidden hearts to be revealed. There comes a season in the life of every chosen person when divine separation begins. At first, it feels painful, it feels confusing, it feels unfair. People you trusted begin acting differently. Conversations become strange, support becomes inconsistent. The same people who once cheered for you start becoming silent. The same people who claimed they loved you start showing signs of resentment. And because your heart is pure, you try to fix everything. You try to understand everyone. You make excuses for their behavior. You tell yourself they are simply having a bad day. You convince yourself that nothing has changed. But deep inside, your spirit knows the truth. Something is different. Something has shifted. Something hidden is trying to reveal itself. The reason this happens is because God begins exposing what can no longer travel with you into your next season. Many people love the old version of you. They love the version that doubted itself. They love the version that stayed small. They love the version that constantly needed approval. But when God starts transforming you, everything changes. Your confidence grows. Your faith becomes stronger. Your vision becomes clearer. Your purpose becomes impossible to ignore. And suddenly, people who were comfortable around the old, you become uncomfortable around the new you, not because you became arrogant, not because you became selfish, but because your growth exposes their unwillingness to grow. Your light becomes brighter, your energy becomes stronger, your connection with God becomes deeper, and people who secretly carried jealousy begin struggling to hide it. This is one of the hardest lessons for a chosen person to learn. Not everyone who stands beside you is standing with you. Some people celebrate your potential until your potential starts becoming reality. Some people support your dreams until those dreams begin manifesting. Some people encourage your vision until your vision starts producing results. Then their true feelings begin surfacing. The smiles become weaker. The encouragement becomes smaller. The excitement disappears. And eventually, the mask falls completely. The painful truth is that some people were never connected to your destiny. They were only connected to a season. God allowed them into your life because they had a lesson to teach. Some taught you patience. Some taught you forgiveness. Some taught you discernment. Some taught you how strong you really are. But once the lesson was complete, the relationship could not continue, because the purpose had already been fulfilled. Many chosen ones delay their blessings because they keep trying to save relationships that God is ending. They keep reopening doors God is closing. They keep chasing people God is removing. They keep fighting for connections that heaven has already released. And every time they do, they prolong their own breakthrough. Chosen one, hear this carefully. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. You do not need everyone to support your calling. You do not need everyone to agree with your purpose. God never required universal approval to fulfill a divine assignment. Think about your own life. How many times did God protect you from people you trusted? How many times did He reveal someone's true intentions at the perfect moment? How many times did a painful ending later become a blessing? At the time, it felt devastating. But looking back, you realize God was protecting your future. That relationship had to end, that friendship had to change, that connection had to break. Because if it had remained, it would have blocked what God was trying to build. Sometimes the greatest blessing is not who enters your life. Sometimes the greatest blessing is who leaves. Because when hidden opposition leaves your environment, peace enters. When secret envy leaves your environment, clarity enters. When toxic energy leaves your environment, growth enters. When hidden enemies leave your environment, favor begins flowing freely. The enemy understands a powerful truth. He cannot stop God's plan for your life. So instead, he often tries to delay it. He sends distractions. He sends confusion. He sends unhealthy attachments. He sends people whose purpose is to keep your focus away from your calling. But when God decides it is time for elevation, those distractions begin disappearing. The separation starts. The exposure starts. The revelation starts. And while it feels uncomfortable, it is actually evidence that God is preparing you for something greater. Every major promotion requires separation. Every major breakthrough requires purification. Every major transformation requires release. The old environment cannot always contain the new version of you. The old relationship cannot always support the new assignment. The old mindset cannot always handle the new blessing. That is why God begins removing what no longer belongs. Not because he is punishing you, because he is preparing you. There is a story many chosen people understand only after years of reflection. A gardener prunes healthy branches. At first, this seems strange. Why cut something healthy? Why remove something that appears alive? Because the gardener sees future growth. The gardener understands that some branches must be removed so greater fruit can appear. God operates the same way. He sees your future. He sees your potential. He sees your destiny. And because he sees what is coming, he removes what would interfere with it. Even when you do not understand, even when it hurts, even when tears fall from your eyes, the separation is often protection in disguise. The betrayal is often redirection in disguise. The disappointment is often preparation in disguise. One day you will look back and thank God for every person who walked away. You will thank him for every hidden enemy he exposed. You will thank him for every false connection he removed, because you will finally understand what he was protecting. You will finally understand what he was building. You will finally understand why certain doors had to close. The people secretly against you were never stronger than God's purpose. They were simply part of the process. A chapter, a lesson, a temporary season. But they were never your final destination. Your destiny is bigger than their opinions. Your purpose is stronger than their jealousy. Your future is greater than their resistance. And your calling cannot be cancelled by anyone who secretly opposes you. What God has spoken over your life will come to pass. No hidden enemy can stop it. No jealous spirit can destroy it. No betrayal can cancel it. No opposition can block it. Because when God ordains something, heaven itself protects it. That is why you must stop mourning every departure. Stop chasing every explanation. Stop seeking validation from people who were never assigned to understand you. Your focus must remain on God. Your focus must remain on the mission. Your focus must remain on the purpose that heaven placed inside your spirit. The people who belong in your future will recognize your value. The people who belong in your future will celebrate your growth. The people who belong in your future will support your calling. And most importantly, they will not be threatened by your light. Chosen one, the exposure happening around you is not punishment. It is preparation, it is confirmation, it is divine protection. God is clearing the path ahead. He is removing what cannot accompany you. He is revealing what was hidden. He is strengthening your discernment. He is teaching you wisdom. And He is preparing you for a level of favor that requires a cleaner environment. Trust the process. Trust the separation. Trust the revelation. Because every hidden enemy being exposed is proof that God is moving in your life. The chapter is changing. The season is changing. The atmosphere is changing. And the people who secretly stood against you can no longer remain hidden. God has revealed them for a reason. Not so you can hate them, not so you can seek revenge, but so you can move forward without them. Your destiny is calling, your breakthrough is approaching, your transformation is already happening, and nothing standing against God's plan for your life will survive the season you are entering. Walk forward with faith, walk forward with confidence, walk forward with peace. Because the God who revealed the hidden enemy is the same God who will lead you into victory. There is a mistake many people make when God finally reveals who has been secretly working against them. They become angry. They become obsessed with proving themselves. They want answers. They want justice immediately. They want everyone to know what happened. But God wants you to understand something deeper. The moment He exposes the hidden enemy is not the moment to start a war. It is the moment to start walking away. The greatest trap after revelation is retaliation. The enemy wants you distracted. He wants your focus on the betrayal instead of the blessing. He wants your attention on the people who hurt you instead of the future God is preparing for you. That is why so many chosen people become stuck. God reveals the truth, but instead of moving forward, they stay emotionally attached to the pain. They replay conversations, they relive disappointments, they revisit old wounds. And without realizing it, they remain connected to a chapter God already ended. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Not every battle is meant to be fought. Some battles are meant to be left behind. Some people are not worth the energy. Some arguments are not worth the explanation. Some betrayals do not deserve a response. God did not reveal them so you could chase them. He revealed them so you could release them. Think about the strength it takes to walk away from someone who misunderstood you. Think about the discipline it takes to remain silent when lies are being spoken. Think about the faith it takes to trust God when justice seems delayed. That is true spiritual maturity. Anyone can react. Anyone can seek revenge. Anyone can become bitter, but not everyone can remain focused on their purpose. The chosen are different. The chosen understand that destiny is too valuable to waste on unnecessary conflict. You have spent too much time growing.